My mom has type 2 diabetes. This is her story, part 3. If you haven't watched part 1 and 2, go check out my page. I posted it a couple of hours ago. So, as I was saying, mom was discharged home. We were paying out of pocket for everything. Insulin costed about $1,000 a month. And we found a community health center or a community clinic that was helping us out, and sometimes they would give us samples of the medication and give us prescriptions as well. And because the center doesn't always have samples, so when they didn't have samples, we went ahead and paid for the insulin in addition to other medications. So for someone without insurance, sometimes the cost can add up fast. But she eventually got insured and were able to, cut costs that way. Now, the biggest thing when it comes to managing type 2 diabetes is mobility and diet. For some of us who are of African descent, our food and our diet is unique, for lack of a better word. So when we went to like the diabetic center for education, the types of food that they were talking about, the type of meal plans and stuff like that, those are not things that my mom is used to or is ever going to get used to. So I had to derive a system where mom can say eat whatever she was used to, whatever she knows, and just manage her portion size. Not because she was already eating too much or anything. I had to educate her that your blood sugar is high not because of the foods you've been eating, but your body has lost this ability to manage all the sugar that comes from the food that you eat. And so she was able to increase her protein and vegetable and fruits and decrease carbohydrates significantly and starches. If you are an African descent or an African immigrant, you know how heavy our food is on starch and carbs. So by her reducing that, it brought her blood sugar down significantly. And then in addition, she was still taking her insulin and taking her oral medications for type 2 diabetes. She was exercising about an hour a day. She stayed consistent. In the summer months when it was too hot, she would wait till this, late in the evening, like 8 p.m. to go out. She had mapped out a 4 hour, not a 4 hour, rather a 4 mile distance that she would walk every day. And if it was too hot, she would wait till late. And then when it was too cold, she would dance or walk around the island in the kitchen and the living room for an hour during the day while she's watching TV. So in doing so, about 5 years later, her blood sugar, her A1C dropped to about 7.8. It stayed under 8 for a couple of months. And over time, her doctor had been decreasing her insulin. And over time, at some point, she decreased the insulin significantly to where it is a sliding scale as needed, and then increased her oral therapy by double. She doubled the dose. Eventually, she came off the insulin and only stayed on the oral therapy. And initially, she was on metformin, and then she was switched to Farxiga, and she got really good response on Farxiga. And you guys know Farxiga is as expensive as insulin, but that's a story for another day. So eventually, she was on Farxiga and metformin together, and then gradually the dose got reduced to where she was at the time. About 4 years ago, she was taking 500 of metformin twice a day, and her A1C stayed around 6 to 7. So I share my mom's story to say that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you eat, you can manage your diabetes and see great results progressively. You can manage your current diet. You don't have to invent a new diet because food is different for everybody. For some of us, food is a cultural thing. So just being conscious of your portion size and being cautious of what you add to your plate and being proactive in determining what works best for your body. Because if you think of your food as medicine and say, this food group that I'm about to put in my mouth, is it going to hurt me or is it going to serve me? Is it going to build my body or is it going to break my body? So, if you're managing type 2 diabetes or hypertension, any chronic condition, diet and exercise helps with your overall health, especially when you have type 2 diabetes. So, I wanted to share this story and in hopes that it encourages somebody today. Now, I have grossly summarized the story, and I may come back in the future to share uh, a fuller version of it. But this is my mom's story with type 2 diabetes, and she still has type 2 diabetes. She no longer takes as much medication as she used to. Fortunately for her, from the time she was diagnosed till today, her blood sugar levels have only decreased, right? They never increased because of proper management, proper understanding, proper education. She has gotten to the point where she's not doing her blood finger stick every day, right? And she still checks her A1C every 3 months, every 6 months or so. You just need to stay consistent on this journey and know that some chronic conditions can be reversed if you take the proper action with your doctor's guidance and staying consistent. Make it a lifestyle so that you know you're going to live this way for the rest of your life. If you're someone who eats rice, who likes fufu, who likes couscous, and starchy food, it's okay. You just need to mind your portion size. You just need to know that the starches and carbs should only be about 25% of what you eat each day. I hope this is helpful or this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments. And I have many more stories to share about my mom and her diagnosis. And I can come back. Let me know if you're interested in something else. She also has hypertension. She also has high cholesterol. She has hypothyroidism, stuff like that. Some of them they come together, they work hand in gloves. When one is here, the rest come. But overall, there's been a significant improvement in her health, and she's not on as many medications as she used to be. She was on 4 blood pressure medications at some point, right? So, but thank you for watching. This is a long video. I don't want to make it any longer. Please follow my page, subscribe. Let me know where you are watching from. Drop a heart and come back to my page so we can continue sharing tips like this and stories like this to help us and help our overall health. Do not forget to share this video with someone that you think might benefit from it.